On this week's episode, it's the return of the Expanse. What NASCAR drivers reached the finish line this decade, and it's time to go back to 1984 with Wonder Woman. All this and more as we once again delve into the pop culture cosmos. And we're back with another episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos. It's Gerald Glassford reaching out to you from Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, the Lakers Fast Break Podcast, and Game Source. Thank you so much for listening to all of our great shows. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. He is the completer of Christmas shopping, aka Mr. Blue Monday. You got to check out what he's doing today on Topicocalypse. Also, as well, his great book, Congratulations, You Suck, and and our website, popculturecosmos.wordpress.com. It is my good friend, gutting it out today, but just don't ask him to sing a high note. It is Josh Peterson. Hope you're feeling better, my friend.
Thanks, man. I don't know. It's like today my voice started going out. I hate that feeling, when you want to talk and it's all just like, yeah. But yeah, Christmas shopping's done. It's crazy out there, and we're 2 weekends away from Christmas. So I'm curious, like, what it's going to look like come weekend before.
Well, I'll tell you what it's going to look like for Christmas for all your people that you shop for. They're all going to open it up, and they're going to find copies of Congratulations, You Suck.
Oh, they should only be so lucky.
There you go. There you go. But I hear you on that when it comes to you losing your voice. Yesterday at the event that we had, Saturday at the event that we had, which is the Retro City Games Charity Game Day and also free video game day that we had there at Retro City Games at their Henderson location, plus also their Town Square location here in Las Vegas. I was chirping up a frenzy, trying to go ahead and make sure as the master of operations, so to speak, of what was going on for the day, making sure everything was flowing nice and well, that yes, my voice started to go out. So I definitely agree with you on that. But it was a great event. So many people turned up. I cannot thank enough everyone out there who was part of it, all the competitors in both the Super Smash tournament and also as well the Mario Kart tournament. Thank you so much. Big thank you to the following people. Let's go for it. First off, John. First, let me thank Doug and Nicole from Retro City Games. Also, as well, the great groups that we had there. Just tremendous music. First off, we've got Serious Damage, Decaying Tigers, and also as well DJ Slumberland, who we'll hear a song from on our Friday show. Got that prepared for you coming up later in the week. DJ Slumberland, Decaying Tigers, and also as well Serious Damage. Check out their great music they've got today. You can start off with their band names on Facebook. So again, that's Serious Damage, DJ Slumberland, and also Decaying Tigers. Great music. Or if you want to check out their music, just check out the Retro City Games Facebook page, and you'll see performances by each of them. Also as well, I want to thank so much Salvador Villa, Yelthin, and the great folks at Stormrush Gaming for running the tournaments there. Also want to thank Octavio from Go Brothers Gaming for stopping by and being a major part of the day's events as well. And again, all the crew at Retro City Games, cannot thank you enough. All that, so much is going to the proceeds in regards to 3 Square of Las Vegas, UMC Children's Hospital, and the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada, Troop 249, who are going to distribute clothing to needy kids at elementary schools in Clark County. So I cannot thank enough everybody who contributed. And if you didn't get a chance to do so, Retro City Games at both locations, Town Square in Las Vegas and also as well Henderson, at their Henderson, Nevada location, are also accepting donations that will continue to go to charities throughout the holidays. We'll make sure it gets to them, and we truly appreciate it from all of us at Pop Culture Cosmos. But it is going to be a great episode, my friend. Marcus De La Garza is going to be in the house here in a few. He's going to talk at length with me in regards to his hopes for The Expanse, because it's coming out this week on Amazon, plus also as well his choices, since these are NASCAR Man in the Know, and it's our decade, and it's our month devoted to the best of decade in pop culture. He's going to let us know exactly his thoughts on the 10 best NASCAR drivers of the decade. And also as well, he threw in some great things in regards to the 10 best consumer products as well. Also, we're going to go ahead and talk about. Free Guy, which is a new movie trailer that just came out for a movie that's coming out in 2020. And I'm going to ask Josh this coming up in a little bit, and that is this: with all the stuff that's going on in the life of Ryan Reynolds, could this be the best chance for a hit movie outside of the Deadpool universe in Free Guy? Plus, also we will pay respect at the end of the show to the contributions made by Renee Auberjonois from Star Trek, and also as well Carol Spinney of Sesame Street. But my friend, the first thing we got to talk about, you know what? You're going to send me on assignment next year when this happens at Comic-Con XP in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, because a lot of stuff went down. Okay, Eternals footage got shown, Birds of Prey footage got shown, Black Widow footage got shown, all this stuff behind the scenes. It was a huge event. I tell you what, we missed out on it, my friend. And like I said, I think we're going to have to go ahead and fund me some money, my friend, and go ahead and send me on next year's Comic-Con XP down there.
Right. Okay. We're taking donations right now if you want to send us out there. But my big question here is why there?
That's what I want to know. But I mean, it's like I said, it's a fairly new Comic-Con that's out there in Rio de Janeiro. A lot of entities from pop culture all around the world just dove in for it. It just seemed like a lot of people were very interested on it, especially all these movies and television shows that were down there showing off footage. So it was a big deal this past weekend in Rio de Janeiro. And of course, one of the biggest things that came out of it, and I believe what closed out the show there, was Wonder Woman 1984. And they showed off the trailer for the first time there, but they also showed it off on their social media later on with the trailer coming out. So you got a chance to check it out, my friend. And I want to hear your thoughts on Wonder Woman 1984, featuring a revised or newer version again. This wouldn't be the first time it's been done, but a revised version again of Blue Orders New Monday. Of New Orders Blue Monday. It's a group from 1984.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, okay. So for starters, I dig the timeline, right? I love the 80s feel. I love the shopping mall and the way that the soundtrack or the trailer throws you in there with that cool 80s soundtrack.
I'm not sure the fanny packs were right in yet in 1984, but all right, we'll give it to you on that.
Well, I feel too that like the 80s is an untapped, outside of Stranger Things, is an untapped source of entertainment. Like we have all these shows that are doing 80s stuff now because people are feeling nostalgic and they love that timeline. And I'll admit myself, there is something very interesting about it. Even, look at the way that Ready Player One kind of taps into the old 80s video games. People love that. Stranger Things, people love that. There's something about that decade that just feels very magical. And when you put something like when you put a superhero into that decade, it becomes something else entirely. Like I loved, seeing the way that her costume stuck out, amidst all those backdrops and all the clothing and all that stuff. There's a special shine to it that I couldn't describe, but it was very eye-catching. And then, with Steve Trevor coming back, how is he coming back? I love the Man at a Time. It feels like it's, a take on of Captain America, but there's something about like her explaining, oh, hey, that's a trash can. Like there's an element of comedy to that. And, lastly, I like the riding the lightning, like literally, like that was really cool. I don't know, like I have high hopes for this film. I didn't dislike the last one. We talked about this a lot.
I know, at length, my friend. I mean, I won't even go into detail, man. You've got already ripped so much in social media over it. And you didn't even say you didn't like the film. That's the thing.
Yeah, people were tearing me a new one over that. But this one actually does look really good. It doesn't look like it's just taking a lot of set piece design from Captain America. It looks like it actually is its own thing. Like she can stand on her own. She doesn't need the Justice League. She is her own person, and she is capable of moving forward in her own world, in her own film. And like I'm very excited about that just because it looks it looks big, you know, and it looks like we're not going to get like a 10-second climax, you know, when she's fighting the antagonist. We're going to get something that feels real and feels fleshed out, and I'm really like anxious to see that, because you know this movie's been talked about for so long, but we haven't seen anything of it. But now that I've seen footage, I am very excited about it. How are you feeling though?
I first off, my friend, I do like the fact that they kept Kristen Wiig's Cheetah and how she becomes Cheetah very under wraps. They didn't have to. They could have shown all their cards already, and they chose not to. I think that was a smart move because they really didn't have to. Because the movie itself, the fact that a lot of people are just excited to see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman once again, the fact that Chris Pine, aka Steve Trevor, in the movie, that he's back in the movie once again. We got a chance to see Pedro Pascal, aka the Mandalorian, in some sort of villainous role as well. We don't know a little bit more. We don't know too much about it, so that's kind of a mystery there. But they didn't show too much. They didn't have to show too much, and they didn't. That was the best part of it. They showed enough. They showed what she can do, and that alone is to me, I think, will sell the movie. I think got a lot of people excited. Similar to what we saw with the Black Widow movie. They didn't overdo it. They didn't show you too much about what's going on. And I really like the fact I'm really excited about both Black Widow and Wonder Woman 1984. Doesn't matter which one I may be excited for, which one I'm not excited, you know, which one I may be excited for more. I'm at level 10 right now for both. Both are doing a great job as far as their initial trailers are concerned, and I'm hooked as of right now on both.
Wait, what was the other one you're talking about?
I was comparing it to Black Widow.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah, no, they both look really cool. And it's, you know, again, like these are female-led movies, and we don't get a lot of those. So, I mean, especially in the superhero genre. So, like, these are really big movies, and they look really cool. And I love that both of these films have a very strong supporting cast, which is something you don't get in any superhero movie, no matter who's in the lead of it. So, you know, my big question here with Wonder Woman, like the way that this movie looks and the way that it seems to be set up to, you know, open up, you know, more history of, you know, the Amazons and what they're up to. So is this going to connect to something else, or is it going like, what's going on with the rest of the DC universe? I hear that, you know, you mentioned Birds of Prey, but I also hear that the, you know, Superman might appear in the Black Adam movie. There's a Shazam 2 in the works. Like, are these things still connected though? You know, what is going on? Because obviously they're still using characters from Justice League. Are we going to get another stab at it, so to speak?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, my friend. But Wonder Woman 1984 right now looks really good. I think they did a great job in promoting the first trailer. I'm really hooked on it, as well as everything that's going on right now in the DC universe. And it's been a long time since I said that. So we'll see how far it goes with Birds of Prey, like you said, with Black Adam, Shazam 2, and anything else coming out in the near future. Will there be a new Superman, or are they returning back to Henry Cavill? That's been up in the air, and that's been talked about a lot over the past couple weeks. So we're going to have to wait and see what goes on with the DC universe. Again, I'd still love to see the Zack Snyder cut. But again, that's another story altogether. That's another podcast we did previously. So we've already talked about that, but there's a lot of great things going on in the DC universe right now. And it's been a long time since you and I could have said that. So, hey, I'm not rocking the boat here. I've been a DC detractor for some time as far as on their movie end. I'm not as of right now, and I just wanted to keep going forward. What are your thoughts out there on the latest Wonder Woman 1984 trailer? Did you like the reference to New Order Blue Monday that I did? Or did you just like the trailer at all? Did you get excited for the movie coming up? Share us your thoughts, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. All right, my friend, before we head on out and talk at length to my good friend Marcus de la Garza, I want to ask you real quick. Free Guy was another trailer that was introduced at Comic-Con XP in Brazil, which, again, you got to send me to, hopefully, next year. You know, I'll be counting on it. But Free Guy, starring Ryan Reynolds as a NPC, so to speak, that comes to life and doesn't want to be an NPC anymore. Let's call it a GTA style type video game. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. I think the premise is very funny. I like it. It's very original, even in a world of Hollywood where you see all the stuff that's not original. So I want to hear your thoughts on Free Guy, and could this be the Ryan Reynolds hit outside of Deadpool we've been waiting for a long time?
You know, I love the way the trailer opens by the studio that brought you Aladdin and Lion King and yada yada twice. Is that made by Fox? Is that a Fox film?
It is a Fox film.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, it's such an interesting concept because you see, you play these games and you see the same NPCs over and over again, giving the same quest, doing the same thing, and it's interesting to me because, you know, in these games there's what's called adaptive AI, and they're adapting to what the players are doing. So it's something that I've always wondered about, like, do these characters adapt to everything everyone else does, and what happens when, you know, are they going to reach a point where they not become self-aware but become, you know, start doing something they're not supposed to? And that's kind of what this movie reminds me of. It's a very funny concept. It's kind of it's outside of the box, so to speak. It looks like it's kind of mocking, you know, a mixture of PUBG and Fortnite and, you know, like you said, GTA. And I'm curious, like, it looks like it's pretty violent. I'm curious what the rating's going to be. Like, all the people that it seems to be making fun of, are they even going to be allowed to go watch it?
Who knows, my friend, but it is very promising, and I'm excited for it. I think it's something that's a real novel idea. I mean, we've seen video game based themed movie type deal before, and they really, for the most part, been very flat, even when they're trying to be in somewhat original format. Not based off of a video game property per se, but the video game world, you know, video game genre. Yeah, we've seen that fall flat before. I mean, there's been countless times where they've been really not up to snuff. So let's hope this movie, Free Guy, that's coming up in 2020, will fit the bill. And again, Ryan Reynolds' career since he's hit big with Deadpool hasn't been all, you know, sugar and roses. But outside of Detective Pikachu, which really wasn't that good of a movie, but it did well enough financially, he really hasn't had much to crow about, you know, outside of Deadpool.
Well, he only seems to ever play one part. You know, even in there's an action movie that he's in that just came out recently, or it's about to come out, that's not Free Guy.
6 Underground.
Yeah, so like that looks like a takeoff of Fast and the Furious. And even in that, he's playing the same character he always plays, like the sarcastic, I guess in this case, he's supposed to be like the leader or the badass or whatever, but he's still the sarcastic character that he always seems to play. Like, he doesn't, I wish he would play something that had a little more depth to it. But at the same time, like, those are the kind of parts that he cherishes. Those are the kind of parts that he looks for. So I feel like Free Guy is something that's really good for him. And if he were to stick to his genre, like, he's going to be successful, but in something that I feel like he's someone who, if he were to step outside of his genre, it's taking a huge risk for him.
But even when he keeps inside his wisecracking genre, as I've told you before, when it concerns him doing PG or PG-13 stuff, it's just not that funny. It's just not that good. I've seen him in so many good roles before Deadpool where he was, again, a wisecracking guy that were really good. Like, for instance, Waiting. Waiting is one of those just hidden jewels in his library that people need to see because he's hilarious in that film.
Well, Van
Wilder, that is an
R-rated
one. Film. That's an R-rated movie. So anything PG, he hasn't done very well with. So I'm interested to see where this goes next.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, let's not forget, too, that he got his career started with Van Wilder. Like, that was his first movie.
So there you go, my friend. Absolutely. National Lampoon's Van Wilder. How could I forget? But we're both looking for Free Guy. We're both looking towards Free Guy. I think a lot of promise we had on it, and I can't wait to see the next trailer for it because it's something that definitely both you and I at this point in time would like to see.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere too. Like, that's one of the greatest things about it.
Exactly. I mean, people were talking about his project like 6 Underground. You're right. They weren't talking about anything about Free Guy, but as he was quoted as saying, he said, "This is Free Guy was probably the most fun he's ever had making a movie. And so far, from what we see in the trailers, it definitely looks like that's the case. What are your thoughts out there on Free Guy? Are you excited to see Ryan Reynolds in something outside of Deadpool that could actually be good? Share us your thoughts. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, coming up after the break, Marcus de la Garza, he returns to talk The Expanse, also as well his picks for the top 10 consumer products and the top 10 drivers ever, and the top 10 drivers of the top 10 consumer products of the decade, and the top 10 NASCAR drivers of the decade as well. This is the Pop Culture Cosmos. And we're back to close out the shows, the Pop Culture Cosmos. If you ever need a listing of where we are, where we're being played on, and also as well, what podcast outlets that we're on, just check out our listings today, Pop Culture Cosmos, and Game Source on Facebook, where you see a listing of all the radio stations and many of our over 30 different podcast outlets as well. Well, my friend, if you can, please let everyone know out there, where they can get your awesome book, Congratulations, You Suck. Many great reviews for it so far. So I want to hear your thoughts on where you can get a copy of Congratulations, You Suck.
You can get it on BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com, PalsBooks.com, BookLockerInc.com. I am going to start doing like a big campaign for it before I start working on my next book here. So that should be popping up here after the first of the year. And but if you pick up a copy for someone or you pick up a copy for yourself, please leave me a review on Amazon. I would love to hear your thoughts, and it helps me kind of climb the ranks in book sales there. And I would greatly appreciate it.
That's Congratulations, You Suck, available now at Barnes & Noble, also as well, Amazon.com. And you know what? It's also available pretty much anywhere you can get your books. And to all of Josh's friends, if you magically unwrap a copy in your stocking this Christmas, what can I say?
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank Marcus de la Garza for appearing on the show. Up on Friday's show, we've got, again, DJ Slumberland. He's going to drop a tune for us on our next episode. Plus, also as well, we've got our good friend Jessica Boggs. She's not only going to give us a ratings update, but she's also going to clue us in on her favorite shows for television over the course of the last decade. And you know what? I'll throw in some of my favorite shows as well, just because I have to. Or just because I want to, actually. But yes, she's going to be stopping by on her next episode, so stay tuned for that. Rob McCallum Week, that was a big hit. Thank you so much for listening to all of Rob's great off-the-cuff programs. There are more great off-the-cuff programs coming up this week as well, so cannot thank you enough for listening to all of his stuff. And shout out to his newest sponsor, Retro Rags Limited. If you check out Retro Rags Limited today, just get and you want to go ahead and buy something, I got a code for you, Adventure20, and that'll get you 20% off almost everything in the store. All right, my friend, before we head on out, I do want to pay respect to Rene Auberjonois, most notable with us pop culture fans out there of Star Trek Deep Space Nine fame. He unfortunately passed away this weekend, along with Carol Spinney, who is most notably known as portraying Big Bird and also Oscar the Grouch in Sesame Street. So, two very influential names in pop culture, unfortunately, taken away from us all too soon. Any thoughts?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were having a moment of silence.
I'll do it at the end.
All right. No worries. I mean, like, we're talking about Big Bird, right? The Big Bird.
Yeah. Carol Spinney, who played the role of Big Bird, and also Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's left a lasting legacy, and he's, it's sad that he's gone. I remember watching the Big Bird documentary, and like, he sounds like he's actually a really good dude in real life. So it's sad to see him go. It's even sadder to me to know that people don't, like, kids who grew up with him don't know who he is, because he was always kind of, behind the scenes. You heard his voice, but you didn't actually see his face. So I hope that people remember him, and I hope that people will, value his contributions to Sesame Street and to media as a whole. And it's just, rest in peace.
Absolutely. And also as well, Rene Auberjonois, who, again, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, who played Odo, the shape-shifting security officer. Also as well was on Benson, was in the movie MASH. He had many roles over the years, Boston Legal, several movies as well. Just a very skilled actor. Unfortunately, all gone all too soon as well. Want to pay respects to both, and thanks so much for your contributions to both of them from all of us here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. All right, my friend, it's going to be a big week here at Pop Culture once again. We've got Jumanji #2 on the way, which we'll go ahead and preview on our Friday show. Any last thoughts on the way out?
Yeah, actually, you hear the good news that Disney is making a spinoff to the Aladdin film about Prince Anders. We're all really excited about that. The pop culture world was in celebration for the past few days over the news of that, and we all
Yeah,
cannot
no.
wait to see that unfold.
Yeah, right. A lot of people were very upset about that. So, especially because the guy who plays Aladdin was talking about how he can't get an audition. So, yeah, that treads on again social media water, and I don't even want to go into that right now because that's a hot button issue again. So I don't think that show is ever going to materialize because social media again is another case of social media just going ahead and shutting something down before it even gets a chance to start.
I'm curious why that was even a thought, though. You know what? Oh, well, let's make it. He was like one of the most annoying people in that movie. Why would they want to give him his own show?
That's probably why, because he stood out because he was so annoying. I mean, the actor who played Aladdin, I think he did a great job. I think he deserves, roles in the future. I don't know why he's not able to score auditions. Maybe it's the things that he's trying for. I mean, if you're going, let's say I'm going in those auditions, and if I'm going in there and Harrison Ford's next to me, guess who they're going to go ahead and choose? I mean, if he's going after he stars in a $1 billion movie and he's trying to go ahead and they're still asking themselves, who do they choose? I mean, I don't know what roles he's going into, so I can't clearly say why he's having those troubles.
I'm curious, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, or give me your thoughts on this. Do you think that people who do Disney movies, and this is nothing to do with like race or skin color, but do you think that people who do Disney movies kind of get typecasted?
Or maybe there's a stigma. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility. We saw it before, especially with the Disney TV shows. If you did those Disney comedies, those very unfunny Disney comedies over the years, I'm sorry to say that, people, but they're really not that funny for the most part. That could be a possibility as well. I don't know. It really just is something that kind of strange how it is. But yeah, there could be a typecasting with Disney movies. But I think there's Aladdin 2 in the future. I really think there's going to be an Aladdin 2 in the future. He'll be a part of that. I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't mind a live action Aladdin Prince of Thieves. That movie was actually one of my favorites of the sequels.
There you go. So future could be looking for good for him inside the Disney universe. Outside of it, again, I think he's a very skilled actor and deserves a lot of credit and a lot of attention. But again, I don't know which roles he's going for, so I don't know exactly who he's going up against. If it might be a case where like I said, it's so hard to speculate. I just wish him the best. And as far as the Disney spinoff in the works, again, I think it's a case of social media shutting it down before it gets started. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. And if it does, it would not be in Disney Plus's best interest, I don't think. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.